Hello, this is Belinda with HomeGardensToGo.com, teaching you more about square foot gardening. I am a certified teacher and also the teacher specialist for the Square Foot Gardening Foundation. These peas are ready to harvest. It's gotten warmer weather now, and so they're drying out a little bit, and they're ready to pull out, and we're going to actually plant something else in this garden box. Here's an example of a pea that's nice and plump, ready to harvest. And I'm just going to pull these bushes out by the roots. And I'm actually going to let these bushes dry in the sun. I found that if I just let my waste from the garden dry in the sun, that it'll just crumble right into my compost. So I don't need to cut anything up, because anytime we add something to our compost, it does need to be chopped up and mashed. But yeah, I'm just going to let this dry in the sun. And if you have chickens and you don't feel like taking the time to dry out your compost or your vegetable waste, just throw it into the chicken coop, because they'll eat it all. They really like it. And it saves on your feed costs. And I brought over some of my compost. This compost is, it could probably have a little more time to break down, but I actually need to use it now, so I'm going to use this, even though it's pretty chunky. But there's nothing really recognizable in it, so I feel like it's ready to... What I've got to do is replenish my square where I just harvested my peas, because I need to put a tomato there now. So here's the square where I just pulled my pea plants out of. Now I'm going to take a trowel full of my compost, and I'm going to go ahead and just mix that into this square. So simple, the way we can just prepare this small space for a new vegetable to grow in. So here's the tomato plant that I'm going to place in that square now where I used to have my peas, now that I've replenished it with some compost. And I'm going to take it and actually just soak it, put it down into a bucket of water until, see the bubbles coming out? I'm just going to wait till those bubbles stop, because then I know all the soil has absorbed water like it needs to. Give it a really good soaking before I plant it. Put it in the square. Now you see I've got my nylon netting and my trellis right here. That's where I'm going to plant my tomato. I'm going to plant it right here, as close to that netting as I can get it. And then I can just easily help the leaves, be supported by that netting as it grows. Now I'm going to water this square where I'm going to plant the tomato. I'm going to water it real well. So I'm going to take this tomato plant and I'm going to squish the bottom of the package like this, and then it's going to easily come out. Then I'm going to loosen up these roots all around so that they're not bound up, and they'll more easily reach out into the new soil where you're planting it. And then, like I said, I'm gonna just place that tomato plant in that square, in that hole that I made that I got real wet, and I'm gonna put it as close to this netting as I can. And then I'm going to press down around the base of that plant. But I'm also going to make a depression around the base of that plant, so that when I water it, it's got a sort of a saucer shape there that'll hold the water right around the base of that plant. So here's the tomato plant that I inserted. I'm going to pour some water around the base of that so you can sort of see where I made that depression around the base of the plant. And now I've watered it again for the third time.